Hey everyone, it's Mick from Mick's Picks. I'm in Sawtooth National Park, which is in Idaho, in the US, obviously. I've been on the road for about 9 weeks now, living out of a 2013 Chrysler Town Country. So I figured it's time to do a bit of a walkthrough and show you how I've been doing it. Not much to show on the outside of the van, except for our solar panels. I've got 200-watt panels, and they'll feed the Bluetti 468-watt power source. I almost forgot, there is one other really important feature on the outside of this van, and it's this sticker that it came with, the minivan. So if you don't know what it is, Google it. All right, welcome to my crib. Shout out MTV. Sitting on the seat, couch, lounge, that converts into our bed. So I've got a full size, it's called I think it's called a twin or a queen perhaps. So I obviously I wanted to make sleeping comfortable. So sized it all up, and it actually works really, really well. I've got a memory foam mattress under here, Amazon special. I'll link everything in the description down below. But yeah, so we've got a bed. It fits. I'm 5'11", so it just fits really nicely. Under the bed is obviously really importantly storage. So I think I've got a 7-inch deep box, basically the full width of the van, and that just keeps stuff that I don't really need, my backpack and camping chairs and all those types of things go underneath. Other than that, what do we got? Couple of clotheslines. Importantly, Bluetooth speaker for singing along by yourself, because that's what you do. The other thing we've got, this isn't an Amazon, this one's a shout out Walmart. We've got, probably can't really see it now, but we've got a little party light LED strip sort of thing. So just enough to give me light sort of at night without drawing too much power. Fridge is I want to say it's a 19 quart. If you're American, you probably know what that means. If you're not American, I don't know. It fits 24 cans, so that might give you an idea. I picked this one, mostly it was a compromise between price and size. Obviously, the bigger fridge you go, the more power supply, the more watts or amps it draws. I think this one goes pretty good in terms of power. I think from memory it maybe draws around 40 to 50 watts sort of when it kicks in, which is fantastic. So I've actually mounted the fridge. I've made up a little, I guess, shelf. Just something bigger. So I keep pots, pans, that kind of big stuff. It all fits in there really nicely. The reason I lifted the fridge up is because pop a cutting board on here and it just works as like another workspace, I guess, it worked out much better than I anticipated, so that's great. The other side of that, or basically my kitchen, I suppose, is this bench. So yeah, the reason I set it up like this is so I wanted to be able to stealth camp if I needed to. I've only had to do it a couple of nights where you're sort of in a bit of a pinch. You can find a street and close it all up, put all the coverings up, and just, I guess that's one advantage of being a minivan. It's probably more conspicuous, less inconspicuous. I think I'm using those words correctly. So yeah, I can pop my burner and things and everything on here, and if I need to, I can just crack the window a little bit, but it works out pretty well. I think I've got enough distance that nothing really gets too hot. I also have a fire extinguisher. I would definitely have a fire extinguisher if you're going to do this. And then again, I've just got a little puck light, LED puck light from Walmart again, and it's perfect. It's like AAA batteries. It's lasted forever. This thing's been fantastic. It's a little 12-volt rechargeable water pump, and I think it's about $16 off Amazon. And I've set it up in a way that when I am camping, cooking inside, you'll notice I don't have a sink. But what I do have is a foldable sink, I guess. Again, a Walmart special. I think it was about $10, $12. So I just pop it here, and that way if I need to like wash my hands or anything, I can yeah, I can do that all inside. Otherwise this pump, it's fantastic. I just recharge it probably once a week overnight, and it's fine. The other reason why I did the bench how I did it is so when I'm not stealth camping, like when I'm out in a dispersed camp and it's beautiful and it's sunny and it's amazing, I can actually cook from outside the van, which I think is really, really great. So I can just move my little 12-volt pump over to the other side, connect it on here. So now I've got water. This is Chef's Kitchen. So I've just got the little Ozark butane cooker from Walmart. They take these little fuel cells. It's probably, initially I thought I'd use butane just because these are like $2.90 and you can get them everywhere. Hindsight, maybe I should have got a propane or something a little bit bigger, because there's Walmarts everywhere, so availability hasn't really been an issue. Although this thing's great. It boils water really quickly. It does everything. I have no complaints with this. And you know, these things are cheap as chips. This is the hub of the van. So this is a Blue Eddy. The model is the AC50B. I think I'll put it in the description. I think it was about $300 US. So it's 448 watts. I really liked the Blue Eddy. There's a lot of good brands out there like Jackery and things like that. A couple of the reasons I liked it was they claim it's got a pure sine wave. Not that it really matters, because anything you're going to be plugging in is probably going to be a step down transformer, like laptops and cameras and stuff. So it doesn't matter as much. It's got two 120 volt AC outlets. It's got two USB-Cs and it's got one USB-A, and I really like it because it's all Bluetooth. So it gives you a really good readouts here. So we're showing we're charging 85 watts in from the panels. The sun's still pretty low in the day, but that with 200 watt panels, I think I can get up to about 170 watts in the really good conditions, and that charges in 4 or 5 hours. So it's pretty good. This is my input from my solar. I also have an input from the car, so it can charge off the car if need be, and that'll be about 60 or 70 watts. It also has a 110 watt charger that, if you have access to, you can plug it into the wall and it charges super quick as well. I originally bought a different power supply from Blue Eddy, but it was their smaller model, and then I should have known better. I am an electrician. I did a couple of calculations and realized that it's probably not going to be enough. So the 448 watt hour model, I would say for 1 to 2 people in this environment with the 200 watt solar panels, so it's probably just enough, meaning summer, the days are really long. I think the sun goes down at 8:30, so you can still charge all the way up until right before you go to bed. It's just enough if you're careful with your usage. So I will try to charge things. So I've got a gaming laptop just to handle video editing and photos and things, and that pulls over 100 watts. So that'll flatten that thing in 4 to 5 hours pretty easily. So I have to be careful with how I use it. So I'll charge it during the day, and then if I am going to do some video editing at night, I've got to sort of limit myself to like 1 to 2 hours really before it'll get down to sort of 40-50%. I guess the other really important thing is the sleeping arrangement. So I'll put the chest cam on and I'll show you my setup. I watched all of the videos on YouTube in terms of minivan builds, and there was a couple of really good ideas, but I honestly think my design is the best one that I've seen from a cost-effective perspective, and also just an ease of use. There's no folding parts or anything like that, but I'll show you anyway. All right, so here we are. Only thing we've really got to do is just make sure our cords aren't in the way. So we've got this little handle. All we do is slide it all the way out like that, pull the mattress, push it down, make it kind of presentable, and that's it. This is a tri-fold mattress. I didn't want 3 separate pieces. I've slept on them before. I feel like your shoulder always lines up where the joint is, and it's just not very fun. And yeah, twin size. I think it's 39 inches wide. The design of it's pretty simple. So I've got my 7-inch high ply box, and then I've just got basically another piece of ply on top and a couple of bits of like 2x4 as legs, and it just slides in and out. Super simple, no hinges, nothing like that, just stuff that's going to break. Yeah, I'm really happy with it so far. The other part of the build, I'm pretty stoked on everything, but just how everything sort of turned out. Like, I just had this image in my head and, you know, a bit of influence from other people on YouTube, and it all sort of worked out really well. So just my pantry. So I built this, the length of my flooring box, or my base box, I built up from that, just to give me a bit of storage. So we've got essentially 2 sort of shelves. So up here I've got like cutlery, things like that, some Tupperware. I've got, you can see the non-slip matting. Second shelf will be, you know, just coffee and food and things like that. I've put a lip on everything so it doesn't slide out. Our bottom shelf is clothes. It's not the prettiest, but it's just kind of jam everything in there. And yeah, so far it works pretty good. So this last part, I guess because of the design of all this plastic and stuff, I had to sort of shape it around that. And this it actually kind of is like a nice little bedside table thing at night, I suppose. So you put your phones and stuff up there. So I've bragged about how good my bed design is. So it unfolds pretty easy. I better show you how it folds up. So you basically just pull the mattress, the part of the tri-fold mattress up. Another reason why I like that design. You slide everything that way, step out, and then just with a little bit of a shimmy, you're done. And I always like to take my fitted sheet off and roll it all up. One other thing that's probably pretty obvious, I got a waterproof mattress protector for the mattress, just because it is a bit of a seat, and you know, if you spill stuff on it, makes sense. All right, the last thing I'll probably show you is just the actual box, or the flooring, or the storage. Again, I think it's a pretty simple but practical design, so we'll have a look at that. All right, so back of the van view, not too much here. I think it gives you a pretty good look at the 7-inch deep box. We've obviously got the mattress here. So like I said before, the box is, or the flooring, under the flooring is storage. So all I've done is create a drop-in lid. So I can lift up here. There's no hinges on it or anything. This pit actually comes completely out, but you know, I've got a couple of storage units, boxes under here with like clothes and things that I don't really use that often. I've got a couple of camp chairs, tarps, things like that. But yeah, it's really good. It's surprising how much you can actually fit in this van. So it's been great. I've wanted to do a road trip around the US for a long time, ever since, I guess honestly, ever since living in Canada. So I lived in Whistler for a few years and got pretty heavily into snowboarding and mountain biking. And I guess through that, watching videos, seeing the US in terms of, the nature and the outdoors and that type of stuff. So I'd always wanted to do it. When it actually came down to pulling the trigger, there was a lot of considerations. So I looked at originally renting a van. The cost of renting a van, I think for 3 months, I would say estimate I probably wouldn't have got out of that for under 15,000 US, which is a lot of money. Other things with renting, so you'll have a day rate, but then you'll also have a mileage rate, and they don't actually allow that many miles per day. I think it's something like 150 miles per day. If you're an Aussie, I feel like as our country is so spread out, we're pretty used to driving. It's not uncommon to drive 4 or 5 hours in a day easy. So yeah, renting, I think just purely from a cost perspective, it was just out of the question. Some of the pros of renting, I suppose, are, you don't have to worry about breakdowns, insurance. The car's going to be roadworthy. There's going to be no issues with that. So it's I guess it's all pros and cons. And to me, I just couldn't really justify, $15,000 plus on renting a van. So buying a van, again, having only 3 months, I think it was about cost really came into the play. Like there's some really, really nice Mercedes Sprinter vans and bigger vans that would have probably been a little bit more comfortable, but again, cost versus, if you're only having it for 3 months, is it really worth it? So a lot of really good minivans in the US. The Chrysler Town and Country, it's the same as the Dodge Caravan. Then there's like the Toyota Sienna, Honda Odyssey. There's quite a few really good options. They're all pretty similar size-wise. Again, I'm probably biased towards Japanese cars because I just think they're more reliable and things like that. But I settled on this Town and Country, and so far, it's been amazing. Buying a van in the US as a non-US resident or citizen it's not that straightforward. I might actually do a whole separate video on that. There are ways around it. Like it is a little bit of a pain, but I think the effort has been, the outcomes and the experiences I've had have far outweighed the hurdles that you had to jump through.